Okay, so FIFA 19 demo, it's here. Was released today on September the 13th, and you guys probably will see this video on September the 14th. FIFA 19 is just around the corner, and for those of you who have PCs and EA Access Premier on the PC version, you'll be able to get the PC version Ultimate Edition included with EA Origin Premier. I think EA Origin Premier for PC is a pretty cool deal. I think you get much better kudos than what you get on the Xbox. So yes, this is the Xbox One X version. As always, you guys know, I like to start with TCL R617. There will be a PC version of this as well, which I'm gonna compare and do. But I'm mainly going to dedicate tomorrow for Tomb Raider, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. We're going to do the Xbox One X version, and then we're going to do a comparison with a PC version. Obviously, PC version will be more superior due to the DirectX 12, and tessellation will be much higher, along with the much higher shadow resolution. I mean, there's so much on DirectX 12 that's going to enhance the whole experience on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. If you guys want a spoiler, I can do a spoiler for you right now. The best version, the ultimate version of Shadow of the Tomb Raider, it's on PC, if your PC can handle it. But the Xbox One X version, it's also very amazing, the fact that it's able to handle near native 4K 2016p dynamic resolution, that it's able to render all of that with HDR on that console. But we'll talk about that tomorrow when I start doing these comparisons. For right now, we're going to jump into FIFA 19. Let's do this. Now, just so you guys know, FIFA 19 supports native 4K with HDR10. Okay, the demo has native 4K and HDR10. Let's go check it out. By the way, I am using a Game Mode, HDR Game Mode on TCL R617. Throughout the video, I'm going to show you my picture settings so you guys can use it and implement those settings onto your TCL R617. Please do keep in mind, these settings that I show you are only compatible with this TV. Okay, it has to be exact same model in order for you to get that same picture quality as you're going to be seeing here on this video. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use Manchester City versus Roma. Okay, and this is, I believe, the UCL group stage, and we're going to do this really quick. The reason you don't hear any sound, it's because there's a music playing in the background and I don't want to get flagged, so that's the reason why I have moved the volume all the way down. But now we're going to hear that once we start playing the game, you're going to hear the commentary and all that.
Before us here on the big European stage, one to look forward to, you would think. This is Derek Ray, joined for commentary by former England international Lee Dixon, and we've got Champions League group stage action to bring you tonight. It is Manchester City up against.
Okay, so I don't know, man. I'm not really seeing that much of a difference between last year's FIFA. I personally think that Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 looks much better. You know, I'm not really seeing that much of a difference here in terms of graphics. It looks pretty much similar to last year, honestly. There might have been a couple of touches here and there, maybe on the textures and animation a little bit. Maybe they done some recapturing of the mocap a bit, but I think they put some little extra touches on the textures. I've noticed that the textures are a little bit better. So it's nothing drastically different in terms of graphics. It looks kind of similar to last year. But the HDR, again, native 4K and HDR, it's what truly makes this FIFA look excellent. You know. Please keep in mind, this is just my first impressions. I am, I'm grading this based on my first impressions. These impressions and thoughts could change throughout coming days once I spend some more time with this game. But so far, it looks good. HDR definitely shines, as it should be. Native 4K and HDR definitely adds to the experience. But let's see how well this game handles, shall we? Alright. Funny, there's a PlayStation logo, even though this is on the Xbox. I have to kind of laugh. I tell you what, I like the new commentary. It's a new fresh of air on the commentary. That's pretty cool. Here we go, here we go. Come on, come on, come on. Whoa, that would have been a fantastic goal if that happened. Well, here's how I feel so far about FIFA 19 on the Xbox One X. There's some extra touches they put on the graphics in terms of textures and animations. I did notice that the textures are a little bit higher and the animations are a little bit better. And the new commentary is definitely a big bonus. As far as the moving the ball, it looks pretty smooth. I mean, it feels pretty smooth. What I mean by smooth is the way you control the ball on the pitch. It's pretty cool. It's like right here. I like that. I like this. This is pretty good. Corner. So my second impression right now throughout this video, it's good. It's good. I like it. And you can even see the veins on the guy's neck when he's like moving and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. I wonder how this is going to look on PC, honestly, with DirectX 12. DirectX 12 is definitely going to enhance this game even more. I'm pretty sure. But look, this looks amazing on the Xbox One X. Like I said, if you love 4K, if you love 4K HDR, the Xbox One X is definitely going to deliver on that. If you are a 4K lover and you want to play your games in 4K HDR, Xbox One X is going to deliver on that front. So for those of you who would like to know, should you purchase FIFA 19 if you already have FIFA 18? It depends, honestly. It depends on what are you looking for. Are you looking for specific teams that weren't available on the FIFA 18? Or are you excited about the new commentary? Or are you excited about some extra touches with animations and textures that they put on this game? It really depends on you. I can tell you that it looks beautiful. There's no question about it. This is a good-looking FIFA 19 game. Oh, look at that goal. Oh my God. Did you see that goal? Holy shit, man. Sorry for the language. God forbid I use the word like that. Otherwise, this video will not be suitable for the entire audience. That was a fantastic goal by Silva. Look at that. That was fantastic, man. All right, let's do some more gameplay, then we're going to jump into a picture settings, okay? Okay, here's the deal. What I like so far about the game, I like the graphics. They definitely put some extra touches into the graphics, meaning the textures are much higher. That's a bonus than from previous year. The animations are a little bit better. When I say a little bit better, offside. I mean, when I say a little bit better, I mean the animations are a bit more realistic, the way the player moves. Then you have textures, they look more realistic in terms of the facials. On one guy, you can even see the pimples and stuff. So they definitely did some extra touches on the graphics, you know. So there's some changes, but it's not like a drastic difference graphically. But there are differences, you know. If you want to nitpick on that, if that's your thing, you know. Oh, almost scored another goal. But I cannot help myself and look at that PlayStation logo running on the sidelines while I'm playing this on the X version. Ron John's going to be upset. He's going to be very upset. Oh, let's make this corner happen. The input lag, it's not that bad, honestly. I like what I'm seeing. But that's because I'm using a game mode, guys. There's a reason why I don't feel any input lag. Oh my God! Dude, how could you miss that? Unbelievable. Check that out, dude. Unlucky bastard. Hit the post. Couldn't get in. Come on. Come on, Manchester City. Charlie Bronson's here. Make it happen. Look at that PlayStation logo. Taste no sugar with PlayStation. That would have been an offside anyway. Doesn't matter. Come on, dude. Come on. Here we go. That's it. Celebrate. Second goal. All right, so the next segment we're going to do is we're going to talk about the picture settings. I showed you the gameplay. I gave you my thoughts on it. It looks good. There's definitely improvement. Here's the deal, guys. There's definitely 25% improvement in terms of graphics. The animations look more realistic, the way the characters move. The textures are much higher, meaning you can see more detail on the characters. And the best way to see that detail, it's obviously with native 4K resolution and high dynamic range. Now the question is, what's the best settings to use for a game like this? Well, we're going to dive into that right now. I'm going to give you my picture settings. With PlayStation logo running on the sidelines. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's talk about picture settings for TCL R617. You guys know when it comes to video games and HDR and native 4K, I prefer that you guys use a game mode. Why? Well, it's obvious. Because you want to have the best possible latency, okay? The zero latency if possible. Obviously, it's almost impossible to achieve zero latency on a television. We're looking roughly maybe 20, 21 to maybe 19, you know. But in terms of input lag, game mode, it's definitely going to give you that much more smoother experience. So I prefer that you stay on the game mode. All right. Input lag will be much less noticeable on the controller when you're moving a controller when you have game mode on. Why? Because the game mode turns off all these unnecessary filters. These unnecessary filters create that lag. That's why you have input lag, because you got a lot of stuff running and it takes a lot for this controller to register with the screen to what's going on, to render that. What you're seeing on the screen. It takes a long time for the controller to communicate with your television, there's going to be a delay because you got so much stuff that TV needs to process and render before you can send the signal from your controller to your console, from your console to your television for the player to move. I think I just lost a bunch of people with this analysis. My bad. Okay, so I brought my camera closer for you guys. Remember, TV brightness, I personally recommend, this is my personal preference, keep the TV brightness at normal. Remember, the idea, it's not for you to overblow your white digital levels. The idea is for you to keep the white digital levels balanced. So keep it at normal. HDR mode. Same thing with the HDR. Again, this is my personal preference. I want my picture quality to look as natural as possible. The idea of you having your white bright levels being overblown and overbright, I think it's kind of ridiculous. Because what you're doing basically, you are then losing the detail. Yes, the picture's going to pop, but you're going to lose the detail on the white digital levels. Okay, so once again, make sure that your TV brightness, it's at normal. I highly recommend that you do this because me personally, I don't like to have my white bright levels lose any detail. I like to have my white bright levels with detail. That's the whole idea of having a good picture quality. So keep your TV brightness at normal. All right, let's jump into the HDR mode. HDR mode. Why do I recommend HDR at normal HDR? Again, for the same reason that I just previously mentioned, I like to have my HDR level of detail set to normal because the idea of high dynamic range, it's not for you to overblow your white digital levels. The idea of HDR is for you to see all the detail. Just like the idea of black digital levels, it's not to crush your black digital levels, it's to keep your black digital levels at a natural resemblance detail. And remember, what I'm showing you here, this is exactly what calibrators are looking for. They're looking for balance. I keep repeating the same word balance, but that's what they're looking for. They're looking for a balanced picture quality. So remember, TV brightness normal, HDR normal. Now moving on to the advanced picture settings. Remember something. When you are running high dynamic range format, whether it's Dolby Vision or HDR10, remember, contrast and backlit, it's always going to be set to maximum. It automatically is going to set it to maximum to take the advantage of that peak brightness and contrast ratio. Brightness is going to always be at 50. You never want to move brightness down below or up. There's a reason why the brightness is at 50. For the reason being that I just mentioned, brightness is at 50, so that way you can have a balanced, natural white bright levels and black digital levels, or if you want to call them deep dark digital levels. The correct term is black digital levels, and then you got white digital levels. So keep it at 50. Now let's move on to sharpness. Honestly, sharpness at 20 to me is the most reasonable point you can leave it on, because with sharpness at 20, your sharp digital levels will be enhanced just to a certain degree that it needs to be. And I think sharpness at 20 is the best way to go. Because remember, you are running a 8.3 million pixels here. You got a native 4K. You already have the detail. You got the detail. Pixels give the detail. It's not the sharpness that gives the detail. It's the pixels ratio that gives the detail. Sharpness at 20, it's perfect at 20 here for native 4K. Let's move on to the color. Let's go to the color here really quick. Guys, when you're running an HDR format, game, or a movie, you should never mess with the color. Leave the color at 50. Everyone will tell you this, and I'm telling you too. Leave the color at 50. You already have the NBP photon technology. You already have that full white color gamut that's produced by photon NBP technology. No reason for you to mess around with the color. Leave it at 50. And last but not least is the color temperature. You guys know how I feel about this. Color temperature, I like to keep it at normal, because when you keep the color temperature at normal, you get a nice balanced tone of color. This way it doesn't look too yellow and it doesn't look too cold blue. Keep it at normal. And the last thing, of course, it's the game mode. You got to make sure that you turn the game mode on, and voila, as they say in French. There you go. That's it. And it looks fantastic. So there you go, guys. That's my first impression on FIFA 19 demo. The graphics are a little bit more enhanced, but not by much. Just a little extra touches. And native 4K and HDR looks fantastic. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you with a Tomb Raider. Get ready for tomorrow. Bunch of Tomb Raider. Take care, guys.